Hello everyone! Today I'm going to be showing you 8-bit Chip, the sound font that I created for recreating 8-bit video game music. What we have here is 3 sounds all on the same keyboard here. I got an 88-key keyboard in front of me right now. You can do this with any other size keyboard as long as it has the octave jumps. And on the high register we have the sine wave, which the effect is on right now, and I don't want it to be on. Where is the thing? Let me turn that off. So we got the sine wave, or the pulse wave. Actually, no, I'm sorry, not a sine wave. It's a square wave, technically. But it's called a pulse wave also. And down here, we have a triangle wave, which has a much rounder sound. And at the very bottom, we have noise. So, how do you turn this into video game music? Well, I think the best way is to actually compose a little bit of music for you right now. So, I'm going to that's a good tempo. So let's start going back here. So there's one line. Figure out what I want to do. Let's see, I think, let me get this out of the way here. Let's raise this up an octave. That was a mistake. And we'll just go that far. That's good enough. So, you can kind of hear it starting to sound like video game music. Let's put our bass line here. Got some wrong notes in there, but that's why we're working with MIDI. now the rhythm. So, you can kind of hear the essence of video game music in there, but there's one thing that's missing, and that is we need to quantize the heck out of this thing. We're going to put this in an eighth note sense, and we're going to quantize these notes here, which is the rhythm. We're going to quantize those so that it lines up exactly with the eighth note beat. And we're going to do the same thing here with the bass line. And now with this one, it's a little trickier. It's getting into some extra beats there, so we're just going to go through here and clean things up. That was too early. And this was too early. Okay, now we got that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to equalize the rhythms here. And the easiest way that I've found to do that is just to bring it all the way to the end there, and then zoom in and stretch it back out so that they're all exactly 1/16th note long. We're going to do the same idea here, except you got to figure out exactly where they went. Come on. There it is. Stretch this out. I'll leave that there. We're going to stretch this and then stretch it back out. And basically what we're doing here is just making it sound even more computerized than it was. Because the original chip that was in the game system only allowed for specific only so many channels, and so we can't have too many of these notes overlapping each other because that won't be realistic to how the chip was actually performing. Take out the metronome. And there you have some 8-bit music. And if you played that for anybody, they'd say, oh, it came from the... what video game did that come from? Because it's just that good. So, there's a lot more that you can do with this. Not just this. We have 3 different pulse wave variants, which can be accessed here with these key switches. Now, an 88-key keyboard isn't long enough to accompany these key switches, but you can always go in here. If you have ARIA, you can drop-down menu. There's also a drop-down menu in Forzando, which is very similar to that. Or you could just hit the key switches here. And so we got pulse wave 1, pulse wave 2, and pulse wave 3. So these might sound familiar to you if you're an aficionado of video game music. We also have the ability to adjust the release of the pulse, which is what you heard when I first started playing. And this carries on to the others. So let's make it a little bit longer here. And make it the second one. And mind you, if you want this to stick, then you're going to have to, what I do sometimes is I'll just take the octave jump on my top keyboard here, and so I can reach it and just put in that note right there so that it always hits that key switch before the actual MIDI begins. So I actually want the first one right there. Now, you can also adjust the percussive noise. Right now it's really short. Let me move that back into there. Do that, shorten it even more. If you're not happy with the balance of them, you can also adjust the volume of each section. Or if you want to hear one sound isolated, you can do that too. Now, in some video game pieces, it gives you the you hear the notes sliding all over the place, and usually what you can do if you have a standard MIDI keyboard is you have a pitch control on the side here. But if you don't have that control, I have it built in here, or you can, built in here, or you can just go into your DAW if it's that complex and adjust the pitch bend manually. But it's also here if you need it. Gives you a little bit more leeway as well. All right, you can't do pitch control with the noise, but you got everything else there. So that is 8-Bit Chip. So if you want to download this from my site, guess what? It's free. That's right. So download this for free and have some fun. It works on both Mac and Windows, any system that you can download Forzando in. So have fun, and if you create any pieces with your with this sound font, I'd love to hear them. So talk to you guys later. Actually, not talk to you guys. I'll be the one doing the talking. Hopefully, I'll get some new pieces out eventually. Those of you who have been waiting on new compositions. But in the meantime, I'm going to nurse my cold.